broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rockingham Speedway. Here tonight, it's the Draft Top 90 presented by the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series, as always, on a Monday night. Up here in the booth, giving you all the great camera shots, all the action. It is Muth in the booth. Alongside me, it's the man from the upstate New York area. It's the boss man, Al Smith himself. Al, welcome here to the Rockingham Speedway. A very, call it a nostalgia track here tonight for a cutoff race.
Yeah, the final race to make it into the chase here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. And this track is going to be like a cheese grater to these tires. The drivers are going to have a handful as they are in the Xfinity Series car for the penultimate time this season. It is the last race, like you just mentioned, and we have a lot of chase potentials out there as they get ready to go racing. But right now, Roger, I am just excited to be at the Rock.
Yeah, and you talk about the championship hunt that is on the line. Let's take you through your Red Light Scrambler Series point standings as they look right now. You're going to notice a couple of drivers have X1 right next to their names, or X2 or X4. Well, those drivers have a win on the season. That means they are already locked into the championship hunt that's going to start just next week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So you see Max Terriel, he's at the top of the board in your regular point standings, got 322 points. Just behind him is going to be James Skelton. He has 8 points back. Then it's Tim Blum, one of the hottest drivers on the scene last week. Not able to win, but able to notch himself another good finish. Eric Johnson is sitting there fourth with Troutman right behind him in fifth. He has a win, Troutman that is. Butler also, though, you're going to notice, does have a one or an X1 next to his name. He has a win, Al, but because of his work schedule, he is going to be handing over his chase spot, so that's going to open up one extra slot at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's nice that that he's having a driver that is thinking about others. He could take that chase spot and just not allow other people to run it, but he has chosen not to. So I give big kudos to the driver of the 86 there.
But Richard Murdoch is sitting there seventh, and it's Minto, Hearn, and Trevarthen rounding out the top 10. We'll see how those all shake out towards the end of the night. Looks like qualifying, like we did say, is underway right now. Let's drop down the qualifying order, because right now the driver of the 86 is at the top of that speed chart. The driver out of South Carolina, that is James Skelton, as we work here through our qualifying for the Draft Top 90 coming up here in just a couple of moments. These guys got 2 laps or 5 minutes, whatever they choose to do. Al, you can go out early or you can go out late here at Thunder Alley. Temperature has been dropping since practice, so maybe a late qualifying attempt may be the best shot here tonight at a good starting spot.
Yeah, definitely will have a chance to do that here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. And the cooler temperatures will it just equals more grip. And we talked about earlier on, this track really grinds away at the tires. It's going to be about tire conservation here tonight. You might be able to lay down a fast lap, but can you do that for multiple laps and keep your momentum, or are you going to drop, like, no pun intended, a rock here at the Rockingham Speedway.
Well, Al, I'm laughing all the way to the bank here tonight. But before we go even any farther into this event, we got to thank Draft Top coming on board here with the Red Light Racing Series. You are going to be watching the Draft Top 90 here. Al, I know yourself has one. I have one myself. Race fans, if you don't know what a Draft Top is, we're calling it a soda can. We're calling it the soda can here tonight. We're keeping it PG for all you race fans that are tuning in tonight. Or we're just calling it the adult beverage. Let's just face it, Al. It is what it is, right? Well,
it is.
This tool is a great bar tool for all you race fans out there. It goes on top of your can, and you close down on it, and you turn the can. And it ends up taking the inner lip of the can out. It is phenomenal. Al, I have one right here. I already took the top off of it tonight, so this whole race, I'm going to be going topless on my adult beverage.
Topless? Let's keep it PG.
Well, it's warm down here. It is the summertime, finally.
Finally, yeah, it's good to see, and hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. As qualifying is still rolling on, just 10 seconds left, and it looks like Max Rio is going to be on tonight's pole.
Yeah, to be the man from Canada and the man from South Carolina being on the front row looking like, because nobody else is going to be able to get a lap time in. So congratulations to Max and James for being on the front row here tonight, as qualifying is officially over here at the Rockingham Speedway. The final race before we go chase racing about to come live here to you, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in. We got to thank you all for tuning in tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From wherever you are, we hope you are safe all around the world during these troubling times as of late. And as these guys start to take to the grid here, Al, let's walk you through your Draft Top starting lineup tonight here for the Red Light Scrambler Series. And it is going to be Max Terriot starting on the front row. Right alongside him, the driver out of South Carolina, it's going to be Mr. James Skelton. Behind them, row number 2, it is going to be the driver of the 88 here tonight. That is going to be Sean Butler. To his outside, the driver of the 31, it's the Fram Mustang. It's going to be Michael Trevarthen. Row number 3, going to be the driver of the 915. That is Dustin Gainey. He has his best qualifying effort of the year. He'll start in row number 3. Alongside him, it's the man out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It'll be the 71 of Nathan Maurer. Row number 4, it's going to be the number 11 Pepsi machine. That is going to be Leo Bornage. To his outside, it's the Dirty Mo Radio number 3, driven by Eric Johnson. Row 5, going to look like this. It's going to be the brand new paint scheme out there. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. That's going to be the number 30 of Justin Gann. His outside, rounding out the top 10, it will be the 01 of Richard Murdoch.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 will be the number 20. That's Brandon Minto. His outside, the number 2, that's Joshua Buckley. Starting on the inside of row number 7 will be Joe Strano in car number 43. His outside, Christopher Rothrock in car number 84. Starting on the inside of row number 8 will be Ira Kohlhaas with his debut paint scheme to his brothers. Has his dog tags on the hood there, so hopefully a good run for Ira Kohlhaas starting on the 15th position. His outside, the 3 of Tony Strano. Starting on the inside of row number 9 will be the number 98 of Ryan O'Danny and the Michael Bromley in the Draft Top, number 948, starting 18th. Starting 19th will be Lee Betzel in 997 and Cody Levitt in the 938.
Starting at row number 11, it'll be the 4 of Kyle Souza and the man from Australia of Kevin O'Brien. Row number 12, it's Josiah Millen and Donald Bennett out of Pennsylvania, both drivers out of Pennsylvania, and that will round out the field here tonight as the pace car ducks in. Here we go, Al. Ready to go 90 laps here from Rockingham. We are going to be headed out to the green flag right now as they head into turn number 1.
Green flag is dropped from the Mankind as they work through turns 1 and 2. It'll be Theriot jumping out in front of Sean Butler as they work down the backstretch. Side-by-side battle back there for your third position with James Skelton and Dustin Gainey.
Yeah, it looks like Skelton's going to be able to take that third position as everybody's already single files out here as the driver of the 42 will come across the line to lead the first lap here tonight in the Draft Top 90. So it's Max Terriot taking the pole, taking the lead here on lap number 1. Everybody's going to chase him down Thunder Alley.
One car taking a look down to the inside. That was the 71 of Maurer. He'll take and put the power underneath the Pepsi machine of Betzel. He brings along the 30 of Justin Gann It's 11 of Betzel in the outside fence off of turn number 2.
Yeah, he slapped the outside wall there. There was a little contact between the 11 of Bornage and the number 30 of Justin Gann. So Gann making contact there. You see some paint scrapes on that number 11 Pepsi machine of Bornage, but that car looks pretty clean still. I don't see any noticeable real damage on the number 11. Let's take a quick look, see if the cameraman can find the driver of the RB Custom Bricks. Caution flag out onto the speedway. It looks like Ryan O'Danny in his freshly painted Ford Mustang is going to get into it. Looks like Michael Bromley in the draft top 948 also involved. Looks like maybe Lee Betzel down there, Josiah Millen. A handful of guys out of turn number 3. Going to make contact, and around a couple of them go. We will have to throw it back for the first time here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network replay. The truck says we have it, and let's see if we can find it. There you see Betzel and O'Danny getting into it. Levitt's right there. Nowhere for Bromley to go as he finds the O'Danny machine, and O'Danny then going to nose into those water barriers down there right before pit road.
Yeah, this O'Danny working the inside of the 997 of Lee Betzel there, Roger, and it just looked like a little bit of fighting over the same real estate down off of turn number 4. Betzel kind of washed up the racetrack as ran out to his outside and then came back down, and O'Danny was down there with the Canton Brew House, number 98.
Yeah, so a rough start there for a couple of these drivers here on lap number 5. Going to bring out the first caution flag of the evening. Cody Levitt also involved in that one, and now just like that, pit road has become a busy place.
Yeah, everybody coming down pit road. I imagine we'll see all 4 tire stops here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway, and it'll be interesting to see what race officials will do starting next week when we start the chase at Texas. Roger, I'm kind of excited about this, but the admins and the league officials will be able to set a set amount of limits of tires for that these drivers will have on hand if they so elect to.
Yeah, that's in the update tomorrow as Max Terriot does beat Sean Butler, Kevin O'Brien, and Nathan Maurer out of pit road. It looks like Kevin O'Brien missing his pit stall, so he'll come back around here next time and see if he can find where he can put on 4 tires on that machine. But yeah, new tire strategies coming tomorrow if possible. I don't think we're going to see them here in the Red Light Scrambler series. I did hear possible down the trickle line that maybe the SK Modified series, which is coming in just a couple of weeks, Al. I believe if I look at my schedule here real quick, I believe that is going to be on June 25th. We bring the Red Light SK Modified series back, and they've picked up a sponsor just a couple of days ago. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. That news breaking over on the Red Light page. Anybody interested in finding out more about the potential, well, I shouldn't say potential anymore, it is a confirmed sponsorship deal that Red Light has picked up, head on over to the Red Light Facebook page or their website at redlightracing.net.
Very excited about that, as yours truly will be making the trek every week from New York to be a part of that series. So looking forward to running some open wheel cars on the service here as soon as they get the green light here on the 25th.
Yeah, and you know what, Al? I was part of the SK series last year. Had a couple good runs, and then Josh Buckley decided one time the green light came on and he didn't want to go. And, well, short story here, he wound up on his lid, and I wound up in the booth from there on.
Ah, so that's how you ended up here.
Yeah, too quick. We'll just call it that.
Yeah, every time we I run with you, you come up quick on my front end, and then you disappear very fast in the mirror.
That's because I'm too quick.
I guess, yes. Hey, guess what? Dwayne Johnson has turned the lights off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck.
That means the first caution flag of the night is coming to an end, and bringing us back to the green flag will still be Max Terriot. He has been up front all night long. Alongside him, it will be the driver of the 88 out of Ohio. That will be Sean Butler. Nathan Maurer will restart there to the inside of row number 2. Starting on the outside of row number 2 is going to be the number 30 here of Justin Gann. Then it's going to be Richard Murdoch and James Skelton, 2 of the South Carolina drivers side by side. Behind them, it's going to be the driver of the draft top number 2, Josh Buckley. To his outside, it'll be Dustin Gainey. When they come out of turn 4, the green flag will come back out, and we will go back racing here tonight in the draft top 90, presented by the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series.
Side by side, stack them up as they come off of turn number 4. Johnson's going to take the pace car down, or the pace truck down pit road, and the hands are back into the field of the 42 Ethereal. Green flag's back out. They mash the gas here for the first time on a restart with the draft top 90.
As they head down into turn number 1, that outside lane there for Sean Butler got a really good restart, but he's not going to be able to hold side by side as he goes back down to the inside side by side. Then will be for the 3rd spot, and it's going to be the 71 here. The Freedom Machine has caution flag back out onto the speedway. It looks like Bordage and Betzel finding each other again down on the back straightaway.
Yeah, the Pepsi Machine getting pointed back in the right direction. It looks like the 997 of Betzel has moved it back to pit road, so we'll see what the truck has it queued up here for us to watch here on the turn 3 replay.
Yeah, we're watching the 997 here of Lee Betzel. Oh, into the outside wall, nowhere for Bordage to go. You see the tires were locked up on the Pepsi Machine. Unfortunately, he's going to make contact, and then Betzel looks like he's going to exit stage left here tonight. Let's watch this back one more time. I believe we have the onboard camera, the draft top roll bar. Draft top gyro camera, excuse me, the producer yells. Wrong camera. As you see, there was absolutely nowhere that Bordage was going to go, Al. It gets tight off of turn 2. Betzel found the outside wall. He went to correct it. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time to correct it before Bordage came around the corner.
Yeah, just one of those things off of turn number 2 is always a tricky corner here at the Rockingham Speedway. The car wants to get really light on the rear end, and it also wants to push at the same time. So it's kind of that snappy loose thing. So unfortunately, looks like Betzel just got the outside fence, and that just pushed him back down the racetrack, and the 11 had nowhere to go.
Looks like Michael Bromley in his draft top. 948. Wounded Warriors project car. He will get his lap back here, working our 2nd caution flag of the night. He spent substantial time down on pit road. There are no fast repairs here tonight. No fast repair in any of the red light series, so if you get damage like Bromley has on his car, you have to sit down on pit road. You have to get it all done, and then you can come back out onto the track. A couple drivers coming back out on track right now. That is Dustin Gainey. That is going to be Cody Levitt, Josiah Millen, Ryan O'Danny, and then Donald Bennett also coming down pit road here. So all of them will rejoin the field here, and Bromley will start shotgun to it. Let's see if the iRacing pace truck lights go out this time by The Rock. Get it out, The Rock.
Yeah, is that who Dwayne Johnson is? Is he the people's champ, or is he the people's pacer tonight?
Yeah, we're going with whatever you have to say there on that one, Al. But while we're under this caution flag, Al, let's see if we can grab a quick word in with the driver out there tonight. It was a little bit of a rough start for him. Ryan O'Danny, you got a copy? It's Muth and Smith up here in the booth.
Yes, I have a copy.
Well, Ryan, that car looks a little mangled up here. No hood left on this Canton Brew Works machine. How much speed is going to be left in it to go the rest of the way?
I was just talking to my teammates. I actually can't tell. I think this track is short enough that I'm pretty sure it's actually not going to be an issue.
Yeah, the rear spoiler here on this Mustang a little jacked up. The front nose clip is all jacked up, no hood. So with that car, maybe a little less weight's going to play a little factor here.
Yeah, less weight and a can-do attitude.
Well, tell us about those new colors on the side of this Ford Mustang here this weekend at Rockingham.
The Canton Brew Works is my local watering hole. One of my favorite places to go for a board game night. Also a member of the Mug Club, and I wanted to represent them on the track.
There you have it, Al. Those are his words of what that car is here tonight. But hey, Ryan, first off, good luck. Beautiful looking car, and try not to scratch it anymore tonight.
I can't promise you that.
Well, there you heard it. That's the local watering hole, Canton Brew Works.
I want to know that mug deal.
I wonder if he gets a mug that he has to keep there, or if he got a mug that he can take home with him.
Well, you see, you asked the question after we've already let him get back to go, as they get ready to double up here to go back green flag racing.
Well, Al, either way, I'm still drinking topless here tonight. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to us by Draft Top. Head on over to drafttop.com and see if you can get yourself one of these bar tools. It's a bar tool that every dad around the world needs to have at his bar as we get ready for the Rock to pull back down pit road.
Back stereo, Sean Butler up on the front road, and it is Nathan Maurer, Justin Gann There's the green flag has come back out, and we are back underway as they race down to turn number 1.
As they race into turn number 1, it's going to be once again the 42 of Terriol stretching his legs here tonight. He goes to the lead as you look off the back. There's still that battle for that 4th position. That's between Skelton and Maurer as they head into turn number 3.
Side-by-side battle back there. Skelton working the outside speedway. He'll give up that position to the 86 of Skelton as he'll cross him over down into turn number 1. Skelton taking a peek underneath Maurer now. That's the battle for your 4th and 5th position.
Skelton has it to the inside. He crossed over the 71 of Maurer in that Freedom machine. Now here comes the driver following him. That is going to be the driver of the One Enchanted. Oh, boy.
Buckley gone around number 2 car in the middle of turns 1, 3, and 4.
He went around. It looked like Joe Strano maybe got a little piece of it. 3rd caution flag here of the evening on lap number 16. Going to wave here at the Rockingham Speedway. We will have to see what happened to Buckley. A little bit of crinkled up damage on that right side of that Ford Mustang here tonight. Let's take a look as you see the 20 of Minto going around. Oh, Rothrock making a little contact there. Look at Strano. He tried to lock up the brakes on that Green Forest Tree Supply 43, but he's going to make a little contact with Buckley. So those guys getting together. It all started with the Rothrock machine into the Buckley number 2, and then Joe Strano was just one of those innocent bystanders there on that one.
Yeah, nothing where he could do. Looked like just the 2 of Buckley got a little contact down to 3 and 4, and went into a half spin cycle with his draft top number 2 here tonight at the Rockingham. It looks like everybody but Max Theriault going to come down pit road. A couple other guys staying out. 31 car of Trevarthen staying out with his Fram filters number 31.
Yeah, so it'll be Theriault, Scout, and Trevarthen, and Minto staying out here along with Ira Kohlhaas with that beautiful paint scheme tonight here. A lot of black on that car here tonight.
Everybody down pit road getting 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle Racing tires and the virtual Sunoco Racing fuel as we work our 3rd caution of the night. Is the field works around the speedway here.
How about Dustin Gainey here, Aldo? He doesn't have a top 10 this season, and here tonight at one of the toughest tracks of the schedule, he finds himself in the first couple, well, call it the first stage of this race, the first leg of it. He finds himself still hanging up here inside the top 10. Right now, he'll have only 2 tires on this 915, and he'll restart in the 7th spot.
He will, as the field works around the speedway under the caution flag. The extensive damage being fixed on the 2 of Buckley as well. He's down in the way here. Crew taking their time looking that car over. Roger, and he's down in the way working off of the pit road. The car looks all right. A little bit of right front damage on this draft top number 2.
So Josh Buckley will join the rear of the field. He will be shown right now in that 22nd position. So we're keeping an eye on Josh Buckley, see if he's able to work his way back through the field. Update on Bromley, who was the wave round recipient last yellow flag. He is now running into the 17th position. He came down pit road. He has 4 tires. See if he's going to be able to make up some ground here on this restart. Pace truck just about to make that left-hand turn. As it banks left, here we go. Green flag in the hand here at the flag stand. Green flag back in the air here tonight for the draft top 90. Good, now officially 19 or 18 laps in the books here tonight, and it's going to be Theriault leading them back into turn number 1.
Now, quickly out to your race lead. Skelton will jump into your number 2 spot, followed by Trevarthen. As a side-by-side battle back for Sean Butler is going to take over that 4th spot. Brandon Minto's in 5th. Myra Kohlhaas found himself up to the 6th position. Side-by-side battle back there. Behind them, that's 915 of Dustin Gainey and Richard Murdoch battling out inside the top 10.
Yeah, now Kohlhaas will go side by side there with the Minto machine. And Minto going to get tight there off of the corner. He's going to lose a little ground down the Thunder Alley back straightaway. So it will be Kohlhaas holding on to the 5th spot for the time being. And we will see now, will Brandon Minto be able to make a charge? He will not. He is losing ground with those older tires. There you see Dustin Gainey. He picked up a position. Now move him to 6th, and it doesn't look like he is done. He drives it down into corner number 1. Cole Haas going to go up the track just a little bit. Here comes Dustin Gainey as the caution flag is going to come back out. Tony Strano in the number 3. Coca-Cola Chevrolet has gone around here to bring out our 4th caution flag here of the evening. It looks like he will get it refired. He will be pointed back into the right direction.
Oh, left front damage on that Coca-Cola number 3 of Strano as the truck gets the replay queued up to see what has happened here to bring out our 4th yellow.
The driver out of Las Vegas, out of the Levitt Machinery, always evolving Chevrolet, comes up the racetrack just a little bit down there in turn number 1. He made the contact with Strano, and Strano going to go up the track. Makes a little contact with the wall, but it looks like that number 3 is still going to be able to handle pretty well. Just a little nose damage on the car, Al, but I don't see too much that it's going to make an ending of his night.
No, I don't think it'll put a big damper here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway for the Draft Top 90 as he'll bring that Coca-Cola sponsor number 3 down pit road. I don't think it'll hurt him too bad, Roger. Maybe a little bit less downforce than he would like, but here it is a big track, but it is very line sensitive. So as long as that has a little bit of that downforce and he can adapt inside the car to how it's handling, I think he'll be just fine.
So now here comes Skelton. He'll lead a couple of them down. Max Terriot also down on the pit road. It looks like Butler, Gant, Murdoch, Johnson, Maurer, Buckley all going to stay out here. They were just down on pit road 6 laps ago. Call it only really racing 3 laps, and it looks like another 2-tire stop here by Dustin Gainey. He'll be the first one out of pit road. Then it's going to be Skelton, Trevarthen, or Terriot, then Trevarthen, Cole Haas, Minto, Rothrock, Bennett, and Strano. Joe Strano rounding out your top 15.
Yes, Leo Bordage in the 11 car has been involved with a few incidents here tonight. He finds himself running in the 16th position. Josiah Millen in that East Penn number 940 sitting in the 17th position before the pit stops where they cycle back around. Michael Bromley, Kevin O'Brien, Ryan O'Danny, who's had some off-road excursions here tonight at the Rock. He's in the 19th position now. Kevin O'Brien back to 20th as they start to filter through after this yellow flag here. So it's a good time to take and fix some of that damage on pit road if you had some, as the field is pacing behind the Rock once again. Lights are out, though.
I was going to say lights are out, and even my dog got excited about that. If you heard her, she was up there chirping that the lights were going out here, that the Rock was going to get off the Rock surface, and we were going to go back to the green flag racing. For the first time here, we will restart with 2 new contestants on the front row. It'll be Sean Butler to the inside. He did actually start to the outside last restart, and now he'll have Justin Gann. Who do you think's going to be able to win this? Brand new paints on both of them.
Beautiful looking racing machines. I can't believe I said that about a Chevy and a Toyota, but I did.
I got him, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
No, very nice colors here on the front row here. It'll be Butler and Gann going to step on the gas pedal first with Richard Murdoch and Eric Johnson, that Dirty Mo Radio 33 in the second row as the green flag is out. Butler with a nice jump down the turn 1. He'll clear the 30 again. And here comes Murdoch. Work to the inside again. He'll take over second.
Yeah, Murdoch will take over second real quick there in between turns 1 and 2. He's not going to waste any time. So on a single file, everybody back out. You got to go all the way back here to the Buckley number 2. And then that's going to be Dustin Gainey. Here comes the 71 of Trevarthen. He is on the march once again. He is trying to crack the top 5 for the first time here tonight. At the line, though, it will be Josh Buckley nosing ahead with that Ford Mustang power to the outside. That Chevrolet still working the bottom with his red, white, and blue 71.
Yeah, Maurer, very sporty here tonight down in the turns. New Skelton now working underneath the 2 of Buckley as well. He'll get down in front of the number 915 of Gainey. That's Dustin Gainey in the 915. They're running in your 8th position, so they settle it out to be in single file here through the top 10.
Minto trying to work the outside lane here on the number 29 of Ivor Kohlhaas. His Freedom 8 free machine, dog tags on the hood of that car for his brother that served in the military and unfortunately lost his life via one of those, what are they, IEDs over there in Iraq a couple years back. So unfortunately, our thoughts and our prayers are out to that whole family here. But a beautiful rendition here of that car.
Yeah, I don't know if our camera crew can catch it as they race around the speedway at 150 miles an hour. Nice little silhouette behind the 29 as the 11 of Bordage gets sideways. We'll keep it clean and green, but that's going to knock the number 11 of Leo Bordage back a few spots as he's slow here on the front stretch.
So he'll lose, it looks like, all the way back to just about the 19th position, but he's going to be able to keep it going. Looks like the driver of the 913, Donald Bennett, having some troubles there in turn number 1. He's able to get that Chevrolet under control there and thunder down the back right away. Still leading here, it's going to be the driver of the 88. That is Sean Butler. Murdoch is still running in that second position. Third is Gann. Then it's Johnson and Skelton rounding out the top 5. Just a little bit farther back behind them, about a half second back, running all by himself down the back straightaway. That's going to be Nathan Maurer. Running in 7th is Dustin Gainey, and then it's Joshua Buckley, Max Terriel, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Michael Treworthen here on lap number 30.
Yeah, that's 1/3 of the race into the books here as they work lap 31. It'll be Butler out front by 1.2 seconds over Murdoch. Then it is a hot and contested single file battle. Back here for your 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot is Dirty Mo Radio, number 33 of Johnson, starting to put the pressure to that number 30 of Justin Gann as they work off of turn number 4.
Yeah, that RB Riggs 30 here of Justin Gann. Al, I talked to him during the week here. He's got a brand new fleet of cars here as he has a brand new sponsor. They requested, though, that if they were going to put the name on the side of the 30 car here going forward in all 3 divisions, he was going to have to switch to a Toyota. So brand new manufacturer, brand new colors, brand new paint scheme, RB Custom Rigs. Coming on board here with Justin Gann at Rockingham, and he is showing why they chose the driver of the 30 to be their man.
Yeah, there was wholesale changes at the shop. A lot of the old cars going out, a lot of the new cars coming in. And it seems so far they are hitting on all cylinders here the first night out. Inside that Toyota Supra is the Skelton starting to put the pressure to them right now as they work down here, clicking off lap number 33, putting 34 up onto the book. But they are closing in on the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch right now doing exactly what he needs in that Adventure in Pixels machine. He has a little damage on the rear clip there of that 01 machine, but it doesn't look like it's really going to hurt it too much, even though it does show right now that Justin Gann is definitely faster. At the line, it was about a 1/10 of a second faster. The fastest car on the track was the 88 of Sean Butler. He was at a 24 flat last time by Justin Gann, was the second quickest car. He was at a 24.1, and then right behind him was Skelton, pretty much identical times to Justin Gann.
And now Gann starting to take and put the pressure. He's put some gap between himself and Skelton. He'll take a peek down low on Murdoch. Nothing doing this time as he'll fall back in line down in the turn number 1. The RB Custom Rigs number 30 Supra working the back bumper of Murdoch as they work down the backstretch, Thunder Alley, here at the Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, down into 3, it looks like Gann's able to hold the bottom just a little bit better than Murdoch right now. Skelton in tow, they're following in the wake. Those 2 Toyota power plants here at Rockingham. You see Murdoch go all the way up against that outside wall down the front straightaway. Here comes James Skelton. He's looking to the inside. Contact, gonna move the 30 just a little bit. That's gonna let Murdoch storm away out of turn number 2. He pulls about 5, 6, 7 car lengths down the back straightaway.
Yeah, the battle right there shaping up for your number 3rd spot. Gann has it. Skelton now all over the back bumper. Contact to 1 and 2. Last time by, now they'll settle it out. Single file down to the turn number 1. Skelton right back to the back bumper. The 2 Toyotas battling it out for the last spot on the podium.
Yeah, that time down into turn number 1. Murdoch going to give all that time that he just gained last time through 1 and 2. He just gave it all right back. That car went down into turn number 1. The rear end slipped out from underneath the driver of that machine, and he gave it all back. He pulled about a half second. Now it's down to just 2/10, and look, it's going to even close some more as here comes now Skelton down to the inside. He is going to try and take the position. He has the fresher tires, and now he has position number 3.
It looked like Gann just got down in the corner there and kind of washed up the racetrack as Murdoch is up the racetrack once again. Now cuts right back down to that yellow line off of turn number 4, but Skelton has fresher tires by about 7 laps over the guys he's racing right now, and it's showing how much fresher tires scene right now as they work off of turn number 2. Now Gann's going to look underneath Murdoch down to turn 3.
Yeah, here comes Justin Gann. A little bit of sparks that time off the driver of the 01's right side as now he'll fall from the second spot all the way back to the fourth. Another battle just behind them. It was Terriel and Gainey going at it. Terriel and Gainey both down on pit road just 18 laps ago, so right now both of them have fresher tires. Actually, looking at the notes that are passed to us here, Dustin Gainey actually taking 2 tires. So Al, right now he's able to hold off that 42 of Terriel with just 2 tires.
Yeah, the Mickey Tax Service number 915 working down the front stretch now. Just as you say that, here comes Terriel. He'll barrel it down inside. The 915 of Gainey, they run side by side off of turn number 2. Very tricky to do that there. As you see Terriel's car kind of step out a little bit. He'll have the advantage down to turn 3.
Looks like Josh Buckley getting passed up here into turn number 3 by Ira Kohlhaas also, so it'll put Kohlhaas into the 11th position. The man of the number 2 here tonight of Buckley, he will go back to the 12th spot. Everybody else now has single filed out as we have worked our way into 20 laps of green flag racing. You got to come all the way back up here inside the top 10 to the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He is following right now Nathan Maurer. He's going to duck to the inside in turn number 3. Maurer's going to go to the high side. He will allow the Fram 31 to go on by him. So now just flip-flop positions there. Trevarthen into the 7th spot. Maurer back to 8th. And Eric Johnson is sitting there. He is falling through the field since that restart.
Yeah, right now we're seeing the guys on the move right now. They are on fresher tires, and in our pre-race show leading into tonight's Draft Top 90, we talked about how much fresher tires are going to mean here at the Rockingham Speedway as they work around the corner, and it is showing right now. Guys on fresher tires are anywhere from 0.3 to 0.2 of a second quicker than the guys out there with older tires, and that includes your race leader, Butler. He ran a 24.4 last time to James Skelton's 24.3, so a 10th quicker last time by was Skelton over your race leader, with the downfall 2.6 seconds back behind him.
Yeah, let's see what that gap is going to be this time by at the line. It's still a 10th faster for Skelton per lap over Butler, so he'll knock a little bit of that gap out that time. Exactly 1/10 of a second. We're calling out of the gap. Now it's hovering right around 2.4 seconds for the driver out of South Carolina, the Carolina Elite Realtree machine here tonight. He runs in the 2nd position. He is running down that man, though. He'll come back across the line. It'll be his 25th lap lead. Took him a little bit to get to the front, but now that he's to the front, Al, everybody is trying to chase him down. He said before this race, all eyes on him tonight.
He did, as they look to chase him down here tonight. He is running a pretty line through turns 3 and 4 right there on that yellow line, Roger, and that's the quick way around the Rockingham Speedway. It's a very rough, abrasive surface here as we are working lap 47, or working lap 48, 47 in the book, so we're just past halfway. How far can they push it? It's been 31 laps since Butler's been on pit road, and he's slowly reeling in the tail end of the field.
Yeah, I'm looking at the notes that I got passed to me here. We talked to a couple of those crew chiefs down before the race. They were guesstimating about 45 laps, somewhere in there. We're going to see green flag pit cycles if we get that far, as your leader now comes up onto the tail of the field. That is going to be the 913 of Donald Bennett. He will let the leader go right around him, and now Sean Butler has some clear track ahead of him for just a little while. Now Butler is on 32 laps. This is going to be 33 laps. He has a caution flag in there for 6 laps. So guesstimating you'll probably see him in about 10 to 15 laps. Bring that 88 down to pit road right now. James Skelton, who runs in 2nd, he'll be a little bit longer. And now look who is running in that 3rd position. He just passed Gainey out of turn 4 and then pretty much just set sail. That is Terriel. That storm is coming from the north.
Yeah, and just a note here to look at, Skelton has cut the lead down a 10th the last few laps. It is down to 1.7 seconds now and closing in on Sean Butler. The difference of 6 laps on the tires is really starting to show here deep into this long run, as now Max Terriel will work up on the back bumper of the 913 of Donald Bennett. Down in the turn 3, Bennett will take his 913 up around the high side of the speedway, giving way to the 3rd place of Terriel.
Yeah, Terriel last time by was the quickest car on track. Let's see if he is this time. It's 0.2 of a second faster for the man of the 42. Last time by, your 2 leaders there, Butler and Skelton, tying at the start-finish line. And then you got to go all the way back here to this man, driver of the 71. He was the third quickest car on track. That is Nathan Maurer right now, but he is buried way back into the 8th position, running about almost 9 seconds, 8.5 seconds actually back of our race leader. So that just shows you that there are some quick cars all through the field here. Track temperature tonight here at Rockingham has finally fell down into the double digits. Oh, as you see the 184 into the outside wall, that is Kevin O'Brien. He goes a lap down, and he makes contact with the outside wall with that Shell V-powered 184.
I'm back here watching the side-by-side battle for your 10th position. It'll be the number 2 of Buckley just taking over that position from Johnson. But Johnson and Ira Kolos had a moment down in the turn number 1. Kolos got loose underneath them. They made a little bit of contact. Both had to chase it up the racetrack. And now that benefited the draft top number 2 of Buckley, who find themselves 8th, Johnson 8th, and Ira Kolos in the 10th position.
Yeah, right.
Pit stops.
I was going to say right now, green flag pit stops coming through here. It looks like the 88 of Butler going to short pit. He is inside the window. He can actually go the rest of the way on fuel. That's why he came down, Al. He didn't need to pit if he wanted to run the fuel out, but there was no need to run the fuel out. Come down and get the tires now. The only problem with that is if nobody else comes down pit road and a caution would come out, he would be trapped a lap down, and Max Terriot says, I'm going to continue going as he stays out onto the raceway.
He would, but he is going to be on this loud pedal right now. Look how much Ira Kolos will peel off the racing surface with Buckley as well. So the leader forcing the hand of everybody else on the speedway to start to come down pit road, because we do know how much faster fresh tires are going to be. How fast will he catch your race leader, who's just coming off turn 4 now and is at the stripe? And then Butler is just coming into turn 3 right now. It's about a half a track behind Max Terriot is Sean Butler. We'll see how fast he pulls up that gap. But right now, is it going to be too early that he pitted, or is he really just forcing everybody else's hand?
Well, we're taking a look here. Will Terriot come down pit road this time by? It does look like the driver of the 42. He will bring down that Ford Mustang. He will come down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Justin Gann. He will take his Toyota to the point for the first time here tonight. He will be credited with 1 lap led, and then it's going to be Gainey still running out there on track. Then it's going to be the number 20, the Barstool Sports Air Force Machine, the Ford Mustang driver. That is Brandon Minto. He is now in the 3rd position, but he will have to come to pit road here in a couple laps for his final stop of the night, and it doesn't look like it's going to be this time. Here comes the 84. Rothrock, is 2 laps down, but he's got fresh tires. He was sideways underneath Minto that time out of turn number 4, but he was able to keep the Toyota pointed in the right direction. Look at the dive bomb here. Here comes the 88 of Butler. He's on the fresh tires, and he knows he has to use them now.
Max Terriot was down on pit road. This time looks like the 30 of Gann. He's going to peel off the racing surface as your race leader headed down pit road. That'll give the race lead to Gainey. If he takes it, he'll come down pit road as well. So we'll see where Minto, he'll stay out on the racetrack and take over your race lead in that Barstool Sports number 20 as they work here through turns 1 and 2. He'll pull to the high side. Let these guys on fresher tires just go, as he looks like he might be getting ready to come down pit road as Josiah Millen and that East Penn 940 will work underneath them here through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, he has to come to pit road right here, Al. He is trying. He is down onto the apron. His spotter yelling that he was 2 seconds a lap slower last time by from the Brandon Minto machine to the 88 of Sean Butler. So those tires just absolutely used and abused. So now Minto making his way down pit road. This will be the final stop as we are only waiting for 2 more drivers. Bordage, and it looks like Kevin O'Brien will be the final 2 drivers to make a green flag pit stop here tonight.
Yeah, Bordage staying out onto the speedway right now. He's working off a turn number 2. Sean Butler in that number 88 working off turn 2 just now. So just a little bit, about a straightaway back to the 88 of Butler. He works down here into turns 3 and 4. Leo Bordage staying out onto the speedway with that Pepsi number 11 Toyota Supra.
So as he comes across the line with that Pepsi machine, he will now get credited with a lap led here tonight. We have had, it looks like, 6 drivers take a lap led tonight so far. Butler has led the most, then it was Terriot, then Gain, Minto, and then Skelton and Bordage both have led a lap tonight, and it doesn't look like Leo Bordage is ready to give it up just yet. He will stay out once again, but Sean Butler on those new tires, he is absolutely coming with a head of steam.
He is, and Butler has shaved off 2 seconds last time by. It's how much fresher tires are He is 9 laps into the stint, and he has a 2.3-second lead over James Skelton. Once Leo Bordage comes down pit road, or he might get past right here, is now the battle for your race lead shaping up as they head down to the turn 1.
Yeah, you see Cody Levitt get back around the leader. That puts Levitt back onto the race lead lap for the time being. And now Sean Butler will make quick work there of Bordage. Bordage still has to come down pit road. Will he bring that Pepsi Toyota down? It's just looking at it, Al, it was 3 seconds difference in the lap times that time by alone for Leo Bordage. And it looks like he's actually going to continue to stay out here. So he will now run back into the second position as Sean Butler takes back over the race lead here with just 26 laps to go. Contact there. The 84 of Rothrock into the corner, a little bit deeper than the 11 of Bordage. They made contact, but Leo Bordage going to hang on to that Supra. What a save. We could have had a big yellow there. And then James Skelton was actually right there. He was almost involved in that.
Yeah, that time into turn 3, Rothrock up, scraping the M&M package up off the turn 3 and 4 safer barrier. They'll keep it clean and green. Bordage still staying out there in your third spot. Now he comes down pit road. So the last and final driver coming down pit road, that 11 Pepsi Mobile. That'll leave us with 15 cars on the lead lap right now as Sean Butler working the 930 at 11. That's the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, Levitt trying to run away for his life right now with just 24 laps left. It doesn't look like it's going to put much weight there in that package as Levitt's just going to go up the track, and now Sean Butler will get around him. So now we'll put on the cutting block will be the 43 of Joe Strano and his Green Forest Tree Supply. I'll get it right sooner or later.
I was letting you cut it out there.
This guy has got to be funny, ladies and gentlemen. Stand-up comedy tonight brought to us by Al Smith Jr.
I do what we can, but Butler put in a showcase right now does not want to see the yellow silk be flown by Mankind up there in the flag stand as he watches his race up there. And right now doing a great job is Butler now starting to close in on Strano as we look deeper back in the field. The 915 again, the 948 Bromley was up into the fence that time in turns 3 as that allowed the 915 Legany to go underneath them as they race around the speedway. The closest battle on the track right now is going to be for that 6th, 7th spot, and it's separated by a half a second.
Yeah, looking at it on the timing and scoring, and it does look like Gainey is actually faster. Al, we talked about it earlier in the first leg of the race about how Dustin Gainey was having a good race here tonight. He is still having a good race. He's ran right around that 6th, 7th, 8th position all night long. The farthest down he dropped was to the 17th spot, and that was under the green flag pit cycle. He has worked his way back into the 7th spot, and he has started to pull back in. That Chevrolet that is just in front of him, that is Richard Murdoch. You can see him creep back into the picture. Let's see at the line. Gainey going to lose a little ground that time out of turn number 4 as he got tight, but that car has 3-lap fresher tires. As you see, he has a little bit of blinking issues, but that car is actually 0.3 of a second faster last time by.
Yeah, as we go on board with Gainey, we'll see him cut right down to that yellow line here through turns 3 and 4 under Murdoch. Murdoch running about a half a car higher. You can see that time through the 3 and 4, it looked like Murdoch pulling away from Gainey, but they're working underneath on the 184 of Kevin O'Brien here through turns 1 and 2. You see how Gainey right there on that yellow line as they work down Thunder Alley.
Yeah, so that's right now still Gainey closing in on that 01 machine. We'll see if he's going to be able to make the pass. This is the closest battle on track. Joe Strano has gone a lap down. Now it's going to be Brandon Minto possibly going a lap down here in just a moment. Al, there's a new segment here tonight. It's going to be the Minute with Minto. And Minto, how many beers we in?
Let's see. I'm about 8 or 9 right now. If I had one of these draft top things to go ahead and let me drink quicker, I'd be a lot deeper than that. But rocking hands, keeping my hands full.
Well, Al, that driver not doing enough here tonight. Minto back into the 12th position, and we'll see if he's going to be able to make his way forward anymore if he can drink a couple more Miller Lights.
Yeah, right now he's trying to work underneath that Coca-Cola. Doesn't want any part of that soda pop here off of turn number 2. He'll get by the 3 Strano, and now looking to chase down the 29 Ira Colas. And he is the last car on the lead lap, as now your race leader, Sean Butler, 3.6 seconds in front of James Skelton. And he is just put Joe Strano in that 43 car a lap down.
Yeah, if you look off the back deck lid here of the Barstool Minto machine, you can see now only one car separating your race leader of Sean Butler and the number 20 of Minto. So we'll see if Minto can stay on the lead lap, as there you see your leader of Sean Butler really starting to close the gap. It'll just be 14 laps this time by at the line for Sean Butler. He has led 43 so far. Now give it 44 that time at the line. As we have 14 laps to go, let's walk you through your top 10. Your top 5 are going to look like this, though it is Sean Butler out front, as we stated, with 44 laps led. Then about 3.8 seconds back, you will find the driver of this Toyota. That is going to be the 86 of James Skelton. He has had a solid night. It just seems like right now Sean Butler has been playing the better pit strategy. Running in third, it's going to be the 42 of Max Theriault. He stayed out the longest of your top 3 drivers, and he paid the price on the old tires. He runs right now with the 42 car, sitting in the 3rd spot. Justin Gann with that new Toyota and those new colors of the RB Custom rigs machine. He runs in the 4th spot, and rounding out the top 5 right behind him, the Fram 31. That is Michael Trevarthen right now having himself a solid top 5 night.
Then there in the 6th spot is the 915 of Dustin Gainey. In that Mickey Tax Service Chevy Camaros, they work down in the turns 3 and 4. He is sitting there running in the 6th position. And he started in the 5th spot, so he's currently just down 1 spot. The car right there behind him running in the 7th position. That's Richard Murdoch. Started 10th here tonight. Has worked himself way up to the 7th position as he works there right behind the 915 of Dustin Gainey. In the 8th spot is the Freedom 8-3, number 71. That's Nathan Maurer. He has lost 2 spots so far in this race, but he works right there behind the 84 Rothrock, and he is solidly inside the top 10. Sitting 9th is the draft top number 2 of Joshua Buckley. He's up 3 spots from his starting position here tonight. He started 12th, running 9th after having a little bit of trouble early on in this race as they work here off of turn number 2. And rounding out your top 10 is the number 20 of Brandon Minto. He's chasing down the number 2 of Joshua Buckley, and that's your top 10 here with just 10 laps to go.
Yeah, the 20 of Minto does have the quicker tires, so we'll see if he's going to be able to catch the Ford Mustang that is just out in front of him. He has one of those cold ones in his hand, and, well, it's usually the Miller Lite machine here for Buckley. That's why I was saying it, as it's the draft top machine here tonight at Rockingham. As the draft top 90 is coming to a close, because Sean Butler came past the start-finish line last time by, and that is when we got 9 laps to go. This time by for Butler, it will just be 8 laps, meaning 8 more miles of racing here tonight in the draft top 90.
And Butler opening up a 4-second lead over Skelton, and it's another 2 seconds off of Skelton back to Max Theriault, running in your 3rd spot. So those Sean Butler came out and taking these boys behind the shed and giving them a whipping here tonight. And just this time by, there'll be 7 laps to go.
Yeah, and with 7 laps to go, these guys still have 8 laps to go. It's Minto and Buckley in the 2 Fords going back and forth. Minto is definitely quicker, but this late in the race, if you're Buckley, you're not just going to pull over and let the 20 go. A little bit of a block down the back straightaway, but Minto had the momentum. He will dive the Barstool Sports Ford Mustang down to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, he is going to use the 84 of Rothrock as a little bit of a pick. He will now take over the 9th position. So since we talked to Brandon Minto in his Minto's Minute, he has now picked up 2 spots as Rothrock banks it off the outside wall in turn 1. He is able to keep the car up there, and we stay green flag racing with just 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go, and it is Sean Butler all the way 5.4 seconds there. Max Theriault, contact on the backstretch in front of Theriault. There was a free Estrano, the 913 of Bennett going to go around as the yellow flag comes out with just 6 laps to go. Not what Sean Butler wanted to see, as there was contact between the 913 of Bennett and the 3 of Joe Strano right in front of our 3rd place runner of Max Theriault.
Well, let's take a look back here on our 5th caution flag of the evening, as there we already see it develop. Strano, Theriault involved in this. It looks like Bennett was up into the outside wall, and Bromley just going to miss the spinning Bennett machine. Let's turn it back here a little bit farther and watch this. There you see Skelton working to the inside there on Bennett. Bennett gives him the inside lane, and he goes up and hits the wall, and Strano comes with a head of steam right into the back of the 913, and Terrio gets a little bit of that damage, so that is going to bring out the caution flag. Now what do you do, Al? I believe everybody's going to choose pit road.
Yeah, it looks like everybody has come down pit road, led by the 88 of Butler, as they hit his pit box with the Trust Me Vodka number 88. He hits it perfectly to crew around to the right side of that Chevy Camaro. Already done with the right sides, over to the left sides here. Getting hard on the gas pedal is Butler. He is down and away in the race off of pit road. It'll be Sean Butler with a 14.27 pit stop. Skelton's going to come off second, followed by Therio.
Yeah, one driver gonna risk it for the biscuit here. It looks like Johnson possibly gonna stay out in his Dirty Mo Radio 33, or maybe he was the wave around and just has not yet got to pit. I didn't see where he was on the timing and scoring before it all started to shake out here tonight. We'll throw the timing and scoring back up for your race fans. It does show the 88 of Sean Butler as our race leader. Now the 33 Dirty Mo Radio will come down. He will put 4 fresh tires on his machine, so that will show now Sean Butler as your race leader. James Skelton will be sitting there in the second position. Then it will be Max Terriol, Justin Gann, Michael Trevarthen, Dustin Gainey, Richard Murdoch, Nathan Mauer, Brandon Minto, and Josh Buckley round out the top 10. And I believe, Al, if I'm not mistaken, we may be headed for overtime here tonight in the Draft Top 90.
Yeah, right now the field working around behind Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, in the Chevy Silverado pace car here for the Red Light Scrambler Series, brought to you tonight by the Draft Tops. And I got mine in the mail this week, Roger, and I gotta say, I haven't used it yet. I've experimented on some soda pop cans, and I'm very impressed. I do enjoy that product, so definitely, if you're out there, look it up. I know you're practicing drinking topless tonight.
Every day, Al, I come home at about 2 p.m. Eastern. I come home, I let the dog out, and I go straight to the fridge. I go over to the little drawer, and I pull out my bar tool utensils. Draft Top it is, and I open up the can. I drink it topless, and I do wash it off every time I use it. You know, got to keep it fresh, got to keep it clean. But if you are in the market for a Draft Top, head on over to drafttop.com. Tell them that Michael Bromley sent you their way. You saw it right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. They will be able to get you everything you need. Right now, supplies are out of stock, unfortunately. You got to hit your pre-order, and then they will be able to ship that out. I heard the order out coming in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it'll be here in a couple of weeks. I was lucky to snag 2 from Mr. Bromley himself, so I think I bought the last 2 that he had, but the pace truck lights are off. We're getting ready to go green flag racing, overtime style, in the Draft Top 90. Is this the topless overtime here as the field doubles up here, getting into turn 3?
So it'll be Sean Butler, James Skelton, Max Terriol, Justin Gann, Michael Trevarthen, and Dustin Gainey. Your first 3 rows here as the iRacing official pace truck will now make the left-hand turn off the raceway. We will go back racing at a green-white checker attempt number 1 here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. iRacing pace truck off. Draft Top back at the top of the screen. We go racing here with just 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Skelton jumping out to the outside. He'll be side by side with their contact. Around goes Skelton. He'll go around after contact with the 32 of 42 of Therio. Big pile up down in the turn number 1.
Oh boy, there goes the 30 of Justin Gann. Also, he was involved in this one. The caution flag will wave, bringing out the 6th caution flag here of the night. Al, we're going to have to extend this from the Draft Top 90. It's going to be about the Draft Top 97. Hey, what's better than some more racing here? But unfortunately, that's going to take out some big-name candidates here tonight in this one. Let's show you the replay here on this restart. This is what it looked like down into turn 1. Skelton going to try and pinch down the 42 and the 88. Unfortunately, Max was there. Then the 30 of Justin Gann, just nowhere to go with his Toyota. That's unfortunate for that team, Al. They didn't have a lot of cars in the stable.
No, and we touched upon it before, as Gann had just switched over to Toyota Supra. I believe he said they had about 2 cars in the shop with more on the way with his new sponsorship and the new manufacturer. Just nowhere to go. Looks like the front clip might be bent on the 30 of Gann. as he is down on, he's back out on the racetrack right now after making some repairs on pit road. But tough break for these drivers that were running inside the top 10 all night long, and it just goes out the window there on his first attempt at the green-white checkered here at the draft top 90. Just a tough break there. Just, well, green-white checkered, you got to go. And not the outside is not where you want to be, and just a little bit of contact there, and around went the 86 of Skelton. So now that'll put Theriot to the outside, Roger, here on this restart. He'll be on the outside of the 88 of Sean Butler.
Yeah, and then that's going to move Theriot down to the inside of row number 2, and look who's lurking in the background of that then. It will be the number 4, or sorry, in the 4th position, the 01 of Richard Murdoch, as you see. Looks like Skelton trying to get back around the pace car here. So your top 4 are Butler, Theriot, Trevarthen, Murdoch. Then it is Minto, Gainey, Johnson, Buckley, Maurer, and Kohlhaas rounding out the top 10 here. A little bit of an overtime extension here tonight.
This will be attempt number 2 in what's been a great race here tonight from the Rockingham Speedway. It's the Draft Top 90. Here brought to you by the Red Light Scrambler series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And it is great to be back in the booth. I had to take last night off from you last night, Roger, so sorry about that. But glad I was able to jump on the corporate plane and get down here to North Carolina, and beautiful weather here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, a little bit warmer than what it was back home in Pennsylvania and New York. You know, up here, finally, the humidity breaking for just a little bit, but Al, don't get used to it when we go back home. Actually, you're going to bring the heat right here from the Rockingham Speedway along with us. Right now, though, it is the coolest it has been all night, and that's going to mean a lot of grip here on this restart. Right now, sitting at 92 degrees as we pace around the Rockingham 1 mile little track. Unfortunately, Al, this is the last time we're going to see Rockingham this year.
Yeah, taking a look here. No, this one's not over with yet as the lights go out on the pace car. Skelton going to get the wave around here. So we're going back green flag racing. But next week, we are headed to the Lone Star State with the trucks. It'll be the last, or one of the last times we see the trucks this season at the brand new Texas Speedway here on the iRacing surface. And it is round 1 of the chase with Sean Butler and Max Theriot. Max Theriot coming off a big win last week in the Green Forest Tree Supply 162 at the Pocono Raceway as he won. Finally got that monkey off his back. He's looking to go back to victory lane back-to-back weeks. Sean Butler has been the car to beat all night long. Those are, I think the winner comes out of that front row.
Well, we're just going to find it out here. As they head into turn 3, they're going to pull the belts tight one more time. They're going to put the gloves on because, Al, this one isn't over until the checkered flag waves. Right now it is Butler and Theriot on the front row. They're going to do the dance here. As soon as the iRacing pace truck makes the left-hand turn, and there it goes down onto pit road. We will go back racing here, give it another attempt. Green flag back in the air, and another great start by the inside row there. The 88 of Butler got a good start. Look at Theriot, though. He's going to try and dive right down onto the quarter panel there. He will fall back into the second position. He's going to get a great run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes the 42 of Max Theriot.
There, right to the inside number. He's even with them side by side down in the turns. Numbers 3 and 4. One car going around. That's the 01 of Murdoch. We'll stay green. This time the white silk will fly side by side for your race lead. The final trip around the Rockingham Speedway. Theriot on the inside. Butler charging back on the outside. Side by side off of turn number 2.
As they storm down the back straightaway, Theriot's going to get loose on the inside. He's going to find the inside wall. Sean Butler will take over the lead with nobody trailing him. Sean Butler's going to come out of turn number 4. He will win the Draft Top 90 here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. The race is for second, and it's going to be Trevarthen beating Minto to the line. So Michael Trevarthen going to come home, P number 2. Brandon Minto is sitting there third. Eric Johnson is 4th. Dustin Gainey is going to finish in the 5th position.
What an amazing finish, and where the heck did Minto come from? Last time we talked about him, he was coming up through the field inside the top 10. But how about that? Sean Butler on the outside getting it done here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. He is the winner of the Draft Top 90, and coming up on the post-race show brought to you by Draft Top tonight, we will talk to our top 3.
Yeah, so Sean Butler going to park it in victory lane, but the win is not going to matter as he is not racing for the championship here with the red light Scrambler Series. So congratulations to Sean Butler. Stay tuned, race fans, as he celebrates here at Rockingham. Your post-race show for the Draft Top 90 coming your way in just a second. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Rockingham Speedway. You just watched the Draft Top 90 here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway, and we have caught up with our top 3 finishers here tonight. And it's going to start off with the man who told us, Al, before the race he was going to be in victory lane. It's none other than Sean Butler. Sean, another win, but it absolutely is going to mean nothing in the end.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's all I'm out here for. Get some wins this season. It's been a slow start to the season in that sense, but it's just this new tire model, and they're changing it again, so we'll see what happens and see if it makes any more difference. But just a kind of a race of strategy there in the beginning with all those cautions.
Yeah, so a lot of those cautions in the early stages playing factor, but talk about that last caution flag that came out on the raceway to bring out our 6th caution flag of the night that took us into overtime. That is not something that you personally wanted to see, as this 88 machine was absolutely on rails, and it was gone.
Yeah, I did not want to see that caution, and then didn't need 2 overtime restarts there. Max, that was a heck of a job with Max. I was just pinching him as hard as I could and worked out. I don't know what to say. It was awesome racing. I don't know where he finished. That sucks that he had to spin out like that, but it was fun really racing him door to door there for the win.
But, well, Sean, it may be a win, but a little bit bittersweet of a win. Unfortunately, losing one of your number 1 fans out there. You're racing with a heavy heart here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. It's got to feel pretty good, though, to put this 88 back in victory lane.
Yeah, it's great to come back, and it's my first race back since my friend Skittles passed away, and unexpectedly about 2 weeks ago. And it was good to have her on my car. Hopefully her husband's watching. Ryan, give you a shout out. Hope things are good. Hope things are as good as they can be. And yeah, we're thinking of you.
Well, Butler, congratulations on parking back in victory lane here. Before we let you go, the red carpet is out. The mic is yours. What do you got to thank for parking it back in victory lane again?
New sponsor came on board. Got to thank Trust Me Vodka. Gave us a great car. Good pit strategy. Got us out front and led a bunch of laps, and that's what made the difference. I'm not sure. It would have been pretty hard to pass Max, I think, under green, but I don't know. Just great job by the whole team. Thanks to James Skelton helping me with my line and brake bias in the beginning, trying to figure out what was the best way to get around here. And Buckley, he was running solid. Not sure. I think that last caution kind of messed him up too. So it was a pretty good night. Unfortunately, I don't think we had all the finishes we wanted to for our Need for Speed team, but come back next week and see what we got.
Well, there you heard it from the driver of the 88, Sean Butler, going to win his 2nd race of the season here at the Rockingham Speedway. Al, you have caught up with the man who's going to finish, though, 2nd tonight.
Yeah, I'm down here on pit road with the driver out of Orlando, Florida. This is Michael Trevarthen. And Michael, good race out here, coming home with a podium finish and headed into the chase.
Yeah, a bit of a rough night. Force feedback was on off throughout the whole race, so go in 80% force feedback and then it would just go nuts. So a little bit of a rough night in the car, but finished top 3. I'll take it, man.
How difficult is that for the people out there watching that haven't driven on the service before? When the force feedback is coming and going like that, how difficult is that for you to not only help, especially at a track like Rockingham where tire conservation is key? How difficult did that make it for your night? How rewarding is finishing 2nd with having those issues?
Definitely rewarding, but I don't think I've ever experienced something so difficult as far as, having 80% force feedback and then go in like you got no wheel turn at all. So definitely first time I've had to go through something like that, especially it happened right there at the first caution. So pretty much the whole race had to deal with it on off. But hats off to Sean with the win. And coming in 10th in points tonight, had a good solid finish tonight to lock myself in there. I definitely needed it.
Looking forward next week, we kick off the first leg of the chase, and we're at the Texas Motor Speedway with the truck again. What do you look forward to that? What's your outlook headed into this year's chase?
I look forward to driving Texas. Also look forward to talking to Fanatic this week to see if we can get a fix for it. But I'm not a huge fan of the trucks. I know with the Scrambler series we run all 3 cars, 2 cars in the truck. I'm not a huge fan of the trucks, but we're decent in the truck, so hopefully we can try to put it together for these last few races of the chase.
There you hear it. Who makes it all possible for you here tonight and give you headed the momentum here with your Ford Mustang into the chase?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to you guys in the booth. I think Roger in Turn 3 is probably one of the best broadcasters in iRacing. So I enjoy watching it. I enjoy listening to him, whether it's with our group or, a different league. I definitely want to give a shout out to Josh and all the admins with Red Light Racing. Great group of guys to race around. I want to give a hats off to my wife and my family, my sons, Jack, Justin, and Brandon. And I want to thank Draft Top for coming on board for this race.
Well, there you have it. Roger here, second place for Michael Trevarthen, locking himself into this year's chase, and he is already looking forward to Texas and beyond. I think you're caught up with our third place finisher here in the Draft Top 90.
Yeah, I'm standing right here next to another one of those drivers. He is head over heels, Al. He is going to lock himself into the championship hunt. It's the driver of the Barstool Sports entry out of Norman, Oklahoma, Brandon Minto, a third place finish. First off, where the heck did you come from?
I'm wondering the same thing, Roger. Right after you interviewed me, I think I was in, for the Minto moment, I think I was in like 12th or 11th, and then right after that, my tires finally started coming in. I gained a couple spots, and that caution came out, and I was just lucky. Both of those late cautions, I was on the inside, so I was able to gain a couple spots on the restart, and then I just followed Richard Murdoch through that first wreck that happened right in front of us. I'm not even sure what happened there, and I just followed him. We made it through, and unfortunately, he got stuck on the outside for that final restart.
Yeah, the outside seemed like it was probably the hardest place to make any moves here tonight. Was that Mustang hooked up around the bottom, or could you adventure up the track just a little bit to find some grip?
I pretty much had to try to keep it at the bottom if I wanted to try to make any passes. I think I was able to make one pass on the outside all night. But yeah, just you had to be on the inside. It was like once you went up above like a car length or so, you would start sliding. At least my car did, and that's all I felt the whole night. So I just wanted to try to keep it right on that yellow the whole time through every turn.
Well, now that you lock yourself into the playoff hunt here, Texas, everything becomes bigger in Texas. The stakes become just a little bit bigger, no pun intended. How do you feel headed into the chase now?
I'm excited. I'm going to try to keep the same strategy I've had. Just try to keep everything clean. Just drive slow, save the tires, hope the tires come in later, and we have some long green flag runs. I know I'm not the fastest guy out here, racing with all these guys every week. It's definitely improved my speed a little bit, but we got some fast guys in this league, so you got to find every way that you can beat everybody out here.
Well, you did it tonight. You finished on the podium. Who do you got to thank for your third place spot?
First off, I got to thank my girlfriend for allowing me to come down here. She's up watching our puppy that we got, and she's probably up there sleeping right now, but I want to thank her for allowing me to come down here and do what I love to do on Monday nights. I want to thank y'all for putting on a great broadcast. I want to thank two of my good friends watching the race right now from the Air Force. I got Ethan and Michael out here just watching, taking their Monday nights to support me and what I love doing. And That's pretty much it. Well, actually, my dad's watching. I want to thank my dad. I can't forget my dad and my mom. They're watching the race. So, yeah.
Yeah, Al, he made a quick little change there in his story. Had to thank Dad. Father's Day is coming up, so Minto thanking his father there. Yeah, congratulations to that whole crew there out of the Brandon Minto stable. He will come home third here tonight. But the talk of the town was the 88 of Sean Butler going back to victory lane here in the draft top 90 at Rockingham. What a better place than right here at the old Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, what a great race that we've had here tonight, Roger. And Minto, out of nowhere, finishing third. Sean Butler with a statement at the beginning of the race saying this was his to win, and coming out here and doing it. What a confidence booster that has been for him as we move into now. Next week is the chase, Roger. We start at the Texas Motor Speedway. We heard some of the guys say that they look forward to it, and we hear that some guys don't look forward to it, especially with it being in the truck. But next week or tomorrow is Build Day Tuesday, and we do know that some changes are coming along in that series with the debut of the F-150.
Yeah, so we'll see if any of those guys are going to be able to bring out some Fords there. I heard a couple of them that they were already in the works of getting those lined up and ready to go for Texas. They want to make it a little bit of a challenge for a lot of those Chevrolets who have dominated so far the truck side of things here. But we have coming up the trucks on Monday night for the Red Light Series, and then we hit the old Cup car back out of the garage and we head to the Richmond Speedway. Those are your next two rounds of the playoffs that are coming up here, so we will see how that all works out in the coming up future. But for now, from the Rockingham Speedway, that is going to about do it tonight in your draft top 90. Butler going to win another one here. Then it is Trevarthen, Minto, Johnson, and Gainey rounding out the top 5. Until we catch you next week, race fans, everybody stay safe out there all around the world, as it is some crazy times, no matter where you are at via the COVID-19 or the riots all around the United States. Stay safe and come right back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. So for everybody from Turn 3, the Red Light Racing Series, and of course, all of our friends over at Draft Top, don't forget to drink topless.